podcast produced by Rwanda Cricket Association. It's your boy Zaid Khan, and today we'll be joined by the people whose decision mattered the most in the game of cricket. We've got the two umpires from Rwanda Cricket Association, a man who's just completed his 50th international game as an umpire, Mr. Gaston Nevizi, and alongside a lady umpire who's also been part of the game when it comes to playing. Welcome, Ishimedian, to the podcast. So, getting started here, was this something that you always thought that after completing your 50 games is when you'll get a chance to come to the podcast here, Gaston?
Uh, First of all, I would like to say thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure and also, of course, a big opportunity being a part of this podcast. Moving forward with what you just said, I wasn't planning this. I wasn't expecting this at all. Yeah.
And Diane, also known as Babishie, very, very common face at Gahanga Cricket. She's been part of the women's side as well, and now becoming an official. How was that a move for you?
Uh, Thank you, Zed. I was really happy, like, because I didn't want to leave cricket. So I was like, I was sitting and I was like, should I really like just come and support the girls, or maybe I can contribute in another way. So to me, I thought like umpiring will be my other way of contributing in the cricket Rwanda. Thank you.
That's very interesting. And of recent times, as you both know, we've been very busy with the amount of games being played here at Gahanga, beat the Elite, beat the Kwibuka, beat the Tri-Nation series that we've just had. So, what was the experience like working in those tournaments, and what is the pressure like? Tell us a bit about the experience of working in those tournaments.
Thank you so much. Number one, I would say it's always a pleasure working in the middle, and especially when it is these kinds of international tournaments, and the most of times we got to work with those kind of some umpires from abroad. So we have some more international teams, you know, going in there in the environment which is a bit different from the one you are used to. So you get to learn new things, you get a different experience, and yeah, it's always a pleasure and it's always a new experience.
Yeah, Bibish, coming to officiating games here and being also a lady umpire, how do you inspire the other youngsters, the girls that have been part of the game, and when they decide, not just the youngsters, but also people who are interested in a different dimension to the game here, how would you give them a word of advice or a word of encouragement to look forward to being a part of officiating games?
Uh, to me, I think umpiring is fun. And I think if you're really interested in becoming an umpire, I would say like go for it, and you will have fun, and you will get like for someone who really even love traveling, that's another thing. You will get to travel if you love that, and yeah, you will get to even experience the best game, because when you're out there, that's when you're seeing everything the way it goes. Yeah, and you're the one who is managing it, so you will have fun, trust me. Yeah.
Yeah, like both of you understand that everything has a beginning, everything has to start somewhere. So, when did you decide that you wanted to come on the field and be yelled by 22 other individuals out in the middle there and not play the game? When was that a decision you made for yourself?
Uh, for me, I will go back in high school when I was in a cricket academy. So we used to run different things, most of all the aspects of the game. I mean, playing, coaching, umpiring, scoring. I even did some scoring before I moved in umpiring. some few days. But so we used to go there in the most of the national teams trial games. So we used to umpire as the boys who were around there at the ground in IPRC, and we had that understanding of the rules of the game. So they would just select us to come and do some umpiring, but the real decision I made it after being left on the under 19 team. So
Personal remark there.
yeah, it was like all the boys who were around, you are in with the group, you're always training together, and now there were two tournaments like at the same time, under 19 going South Africa and the under 23 going to Uganda. So uh, some boys were going South Africa, other guys were going to Uganda. So few guys who were left behind, you can understand the feeling we had. So from there, I was like, maybe this is not my thing. So I kept praying with my mind, trying to figure out the right thing, and I was like, what if I focus on umpiring? But all of a sudden, we 2019 came, 2020 came, and the COVID. So after COVID, I was like, I don't need to pray anymore. I'll be giving all my effort into umpiring.
Well, that was Gaston's part. We'd be interested to know also Diane's part here and how she got involved with officiating games. Tell us what came to your mind. When did you just decide?
I think I decided to start umpiring when I was still playing because like I could just come and officiate kids under 17 playing, and then I was like, oh, this is fun. Like I kind of like love it. Like I want to be in the center and take making decisions. So and then I was like, okay, after 2021, that was my last game in the national team, and I was like, okay, let me start taking it serious. And that's how I started. I took the courses and then I started officiating men, which was scary. Yeah, but I'm enjoying.
Yeah, one of the accolades of Diane here is game changer. She's also known as a game changer, and I believe she took that a bit too seriously on that occasion, trying to change the game with her decisions out in the middle there. And apart from just doing that, and you spoke about being intimidated out there, how do you manage with that pressure? I mean, the amount of time you've got to spend as officials out in the middle, battling the conditions, it gets quite hot out there in the middle. And how do you take care of yourself? What do you keep yourself going with? Like, what is the motivation behind being focused out there in the middle?
Thank you so much. It all starts with the preparation that you had before the game. Coming out there in the middle, it is not just something like you just come there and you come to make decision. So in umpiring, you have to be prepared, and that is one of the most important thing that you must do as an umpire. And now being able to do it on this standard, on international standard, so you need more preparation. And again, it goes straight with concentration being over there. So you if you have worked on your preparation, most of the things will work for you. But if preparation is not really made very well, a lot of things will not go your way. So uh, most important thing is preparation, that is before pre-game, and again concentration where you are out there. You have got to make some tight decision, and you have a limited time, few seconds. So if you are not concentrating, you're gonna miss a lot. Yeah.
Now, Diane, as a lady, of course, there are a lot of preparations that go in individually. And what is it different about the lady umpires getting ready for their games? Give us an insight of that preparation.
Uh, Number one thing, I think it starts like that day before. You have to sleep well. You have to be dehydrated, like you have to drink a lot of water, and you have to take enough rest. And then, as women, we know how we take time in everything. So if you're waking up, you have to wake up early and so that you can be ready in everything. And when you're out there, like you take everything like step by step. You don't focus on what has happened or what's going to happen. You only focus in the moment, like so that you can be able to manage the whole game.
Very, very interesting there. Now, to both of you, I'm about to ask you a question that just came from my camera crew over here. They're asking me if officials tend to be as judgmental outside the cricket pitch as they are in the middle there. The amount of decisions you take out in the middle, are you as judgmental in your personal lives, or do you just keep it to the game?
Uh, Tough question, by the way. uh,
You wake up in the morning out to anyone
I would say
or four?
I would say a lot of things we do in umpiring. Uh, you also need to base on them in the real life, in making decision. Like I said, preparation. So I think that is the same thing which we also need in our daily lives. If you have another work, if you have a appointment, if you have whatever you have, you need that kind of preparation. You need that communication. You need to make a right decision. You understand? But of course, in the real life, out of cricket, you sometimes you have enough time to make decision where you think about, you take your time and you make sure um, you take your decision. Sometimes you even have to consider maybe some colleagues at work, maybe someone at your home, your partner or whatever. But yeah, we also have to make decision, but of course a bit different from the decision we're making out there.
You can give us your part now.
Uh, on my side, I think what happens there stays there. Like in real life, you have to be humble. Like, yes, of course, you will still make decisions, but you will not act like the way you act in cricket. Like when you're umpiring, you're following laws. That's number one. And again, like you have also to use your common sense because not everything has to be like, oh, straight away like this is how things are supposed to be. No, you have to use your common sense also. So I think the same way we use our common sense in real life is the same way we use our common sense in cricket when we are umpiring. And those laws in cricket, we don't bring them in our real lives. We are just humble people.
Interesting. She spoke about law as I would say judges are to courtrooms, umpires are to the cricket field. And when you're being out there in the middle, when you're facing international games or just even tight games, how do you manage your pressure within that moment itself? When you've got a big decision to make that can change the course of the game. Have you ever had that kind of a experience? And if you've had one, please share that experience with us.
Uh, of course, if you are umpiring this kind of tournaments, you can't say you're not gonna face this kind of tight games, and you know, it happens a lot. It might be in the international tournaments, in the local leagues. It may happen anyway. At tight games, there is a possibility in any tournament. But again, like I said, it's always about preparation. So when you are prepared, of course, you will not always make 100% of your decision, make them right. Sometimes it may not be the right decision, but again, the most important thing out there is trying to focus. If something went wrong, uh, focus on the next one. That's the most important thing. So, um, like I said before, in tight games, all you need is to keep up your concentration. You know, if anything didn't go the right way, um, just focus on the next thing. Stay in the game. Make sure you do the next ones the right way. Yeah.
Give us your take, Diane.
To me, when you're in a tight situation, you just take a breath, like breathe in, breathe out, and then because I believe you're out there for a reason. They made you umpire that game because they believe that you can handle pressure and you can handle anything that comes your way. So, and since those people have given you that trust, I think you have to trust yourself and believe in yourself that you can do it. So take a breath, breathe in, breathe out, and then you take your decision. And yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I'll tell you, through the course of the podcast, we always like to talk about the journey of an individual and how it came about and where it's going, and also the present moment. So the saying is, it's the journey which is more beautiful at times than the destination itself. And as we come to that point, tell us about your journey through cricket and where do you see umpiring going in a couple of years for the development of the game? As we say, we grow every step. We've been seeing international games happen in Rwanda. We're here at Gahanga, beautiful Gahanga. The facility is being taken care of. So when it comes to umpires group, Gusson, please tell us how the improvements are being made. What are the aspects that are being worked upon?
Thank you. I would say currently, when you look to the standard of the umpiring here in Rwanda, um, so far so good. That's what I can say. But again, there is still a room of improvement. And if you look back in the last 5 years, and you look at the situation currently, uh, you couldn't expect the umpiring to be where we are today. If you look the number of the international umpires we have, we have some umpires getting some opportunities outside Rwanda, uh, which wasn't there before, back in the last 5 years. And like I said, we still have things to improve. There is a lot, but again, as you mentioned, we grow with every step. So we are trying our best. As we are here, we are umpires, but we are also umpire tutors. So we also, uh, we do notice like we need to improve this, we need to improve this. So and we come up with all those in preparing our workshops and make sure that we prepare the proper content that really gonna make impact to the umpiring. So uh, I would say there is so many umpires who are interested in umpiring, so many upcoming umpires, and we are trying to push and giving it our best to make sure that they reach to the standard that RC need and the ICC need. As you know, currently RCA has, I mean, the standard is way bigger, way bigger, and we have to make sure that we umpires are not left behind. So in the workshops we prepare, in the trainings, sometimes we prepare depending to the standard of the tournament, standard of the umpires. We have some classification, and we make sure that the course which is being delivered matches the standard. So sometimes we have our beginners, and we know that we have to go, you know, beginning from that very basics, and we also have some workshops. Normally, we hold most of times when before the tournaments, and we know that we have to go back in the previous tournaments, and we see what didn't go the right way, and we see where we should improve, and we go through all those. So of course, it's not just something that can just come immediately, but it's a process, and uh, I'm glad that some of umpires are interested and are putting in some efforts. Yeah.
Earlier on, Bibish, you talked about intimidation out there in the middle. So, just out of curiosity, which sides do you feel that have been really intimidating to you as an umpire when you've had an outing out there? It can go to you as well, Gusson. And is it the set of bowlers, is it the set of fielders, or the batsmen that give you the toughest time when the decision doesn't go in their favor?
I think to me it can be both because everyone they are competing. Everyone wants a win. So and the more decisions you make and they don't feel like they agree with you, every side will shout. Like if you make a decision according to the batter, like let's say you give out to the batter LB and that batter really wants to win for his team, or if the bowler you don't give that decision right, okay, maybe the decision is right, but it doesn't go his way or her way, they always shout like, and you're like, okay, I think this is my time to calm down, like, and then you calm down and then you calm down the players because you're there to do that, but it's always, chaotic.
How's your experience been? 50 international games, Guston, and you must have got used to the pressure of the international games, the players being around different nationalities and trying to communicate with them. How has that been for you?
I thank you. I would say it has been amazing one in the, of course, effective one in terms of growing as an umpire and also as a person as well. Um, Having that opportunity of being exposed in those kind of international matches, you get to run different perspectives of the game. You know, you are if you are used to do the local games, most of the players sometimes you know each other and you are connected. But when you are out there in those kind of games, you know, you are dealing with different players, different nationalities, different cultures, uh, all those. Like I said, uh, on the pitch, what matters as an umpire uh, is you making the right decision. So all we think about is making sure that you stay in the game. And we come back again to the concentration. You stay in the game. You make sure that you make the right decision, regardless of the cultures, regardless of the nationalities, whether someone is from Rwanda, from Zimbabwe, Uganda, wherever. What matters to an umpire is umpire making the right decision. So, uh, of course, sometimes you may face those kind of situation. Maybe mostly in the cricket we use English as the language, but some teams we don't. Some teams don't speak English. We have seen Cameroon here. We have seen some other teams.
The language barriers are always there.
Yeah, which
We've
uses
we've
French.
got to find a way to get them feeling comfortable to communicate.
Exactly,
Yeah, and
exactly,
not going on to the back foot.
exactly.
So earlier on, you spoke about perspective, and through that line, asking Diane, you've been playing the game as well, and getting that perspective of having the potential of women joining the umpires group as well. We've seen some joining the commentary box. We've seen the Kwibuka recently happening, and so much excitement it brings to the game. So, what potential does it bring for the ladies trying to join the officials group?
I think women, they are really needed in umpiring, and they are even encouraging them to come for umpiring because there is a very big opportunity for them. So I would love to see more women joining because we really need them. Because it's sad when we host umpiring, like when we host a tournament like this for Kwibuka, and it's a women's tournament and it's umpired by men. It's really sad. So I would love one day to see more women umpiring, and that would be the best. Like that would be the happiest moment in my life.
That's really great to hear from a lady umpire herself. Gustin, I wouldn't say that about men because plenty of men have been doing this for over a very long period of time. But understanding the fact that you've got to be working in groups, you've got a third umpire with you, you've got the umpire that helps you with the change of balls. Tell us about that recent task that you guys had during the Tri Nation series when the balls were hitting all over the park here at Gahanga and you had to bring in new balls every now and then. How much of a challenge was that for you and your group?
Uh, Thank you so much. I wouldn't say that it's really that kind of big challenge because as an umpire, you have to expect that. You can't say you will come in a men's tournament without expecting sixes and the balls being lost. And especially for this Gahanga, we know that if uh, a batter is facing the airport side, so many balls will get lost. So uh, we had, I think it's, I would say credit goes to the match ref who decided to have fourth umpire. Normally in the other tournaments, we it's every game three umpires for a game, like two standing umpires and the one third umpire. So this time around, Tom decided to bring in even the other umpire because the PCT had four umpires, and he decided to make the fourth umpire to work also as the fourth umpire. So for me, it made the third umpire work very easy because normally here you are umpiring, you are doing the third umpire roles, and you have to make sure you deal with the ball roast, you deal with the injury management, you deal with the time management. Sometimes they may be too much load to the far umpire, depending on the situation. If an injury and it's a wicket on the very last ball of the over, so you have to deal with those all those, and you have to make sure you update your um, only for the umpires. But again, with fourth umpire, it made it a bit simple. Having someone who is dealing with the balls, the stumps, and the bears. So the third umpire would just focus on the time management and other paperwork. So other things, fourth umpire was helping, and it was really helping us. Um, and it worked much better like it would have worked without a fourth umpire. Yeah.
Yeah, Babish, we just heard about the amount of work that was being done during the tournaments here. One of the questions that always came to my mind, how much of additional pressure does it add to a game as an umpire when you know you're being televised, when you're coming on the screens? And then, of course, me and my group, the men behind the mic, of course, you're worried about the replays not coming in if you've got a doubtful decision out there in the middle. How much of a pressure does it build up on the umpires?
To me, I think it was not supposed to give you pressure because you already know what you're doing, and you don't have to focus on the camera. You have to go and do your job and then go home. But sometimes when you know that the camera is there and all the decisions that you're making, the whole world is on you. Like whatever decisions you make, either right or wrong, everyone is going to see. So you're like, okay, I have to make sure that I do my best that I think that's the kind of pressure that it puts on you, that you're there, you're like, I have to make sure that I do my best, no more mistakes, but which is not right, because we are human beings. Human beings make mistakes, and you're not there to make mistakes, but it happens sometimes as a person. But the cameras, they do put you on that pressure, like, oh my god, if I'd make the decision wrong, everyone is going to come on me, like, oh, did you see that? With proofs, but the problem is, again, when you make the right decision, no one will come with a camera like, oh, you see, that was a good decision, which is really wrong, because people were supposed to do that too. If they criticize you, they have to do it in the both way. Like, if you do good, they have to appreciate, and if you do bad, it's okay, we will take it, yeah.
A firm believer of extreme ends, either all the way pro or either all the way to the anti side. I would say, Gaston, when it comes to such decisions, another question that came from my camera boys, do not kill the messenger here. As I ask you this question, do you ever go back and look at the beautiful footage that the camera boys cover when you're doing those critical decisions out in the middle? Do you ever go and look back at the videos for some feedback or something that you might have felt is doubtful out in the middle? Do you go back to the visuals to try to correct yourself for the future games ahead?
Yeah, sure. Like I said, in preparation, most of times what we consider is the previous games and the previous tournaments, and all we go through is what went long, what went right, what should be improved, all those things. So, and I would say it's also an advantage, uh, being able to to watch and review and uh, n- know where you should improve. It's a big an advantage because sometimes without those things, in umpiring something you may even get something wrong, and none of the people around may not notice. And sometimes you may even get it right, and everyone around got it wrong. So those are some of the scenarios that are part of umpiring. But again, when you have these kind of games being covered, so you get opportunity. So after resting, you have your time preparing. You go through them and you see where things should be improved. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure about getting it long or light, but just to lighten up the things over here, I would like to ask questions apart from the tough work being done out in the middle. How do the umpires cool off? Like, tell us about your personal hobbies that help you relax after a long day at work. What gets you settled down? And personal, it might not be a general thing. We don't chill together all the time, but as individuals, what are the things you opt to do that help you calm down?
Uh, well, most of times for me,
Please don't say read a book.
I'm actually a big fan of books. But of course, I don't do that straight from the pitch. But most of times, I go straight to the cold showers, and you know, sometimes we go for some pool, and yeah, I then the night came and we go for dinner. Then we yeah, we go for it. But most of times, from the games, it's like that, going for cold showers, some pool with some guys around, and then yeah, we rest for the night.
For the viewers out there, as Gaston is also a dear friend of mine, he reads a book called Amstel, written by Blarirwa. So please have a look at that book. You'll find it in your libraries nearby. Coming back here, please tell us your cooling ways off, Diane.
For me, sometimes I go for swimming. Some
No beauty parlors.
No. So I go for a swim. I sometimes I read a book and or I watch movie. Sometimes I go and chill with my friends. Sometimes, like, okay, let's say I had like a long Saturday. Sometimes like Sunday I go for hiking. Yeah.
Okay, as we come to the closing end of the podcast today, there are a few questions that I would like you to answer very, very quickly here. All right? Simple questions. A bowler appeals for LBW and ball has pitched outside leg. Out or not out?
Not out.
Very, very quick. Diane, the ball hits the bat twice before hitting the stumps. Legal or not legal?
Legal.
Okay. Rain stops play just as the final ball is bowled and the scores are tied. Super over or not?
Not.
And the last one here for Diane. A player calls you sir when you're clearly not a sir. Do you give it a free hit or let it slide?
Of course, I'm not a fan, no.
So it is going to be a free hit. With that, we come to the end of the podcast. Please give us your closing remarks here and let us know who you would like to see on the podcast and how you feel about it for coming times.
Thank you so much. Closing, I would like to thank you, and generally, I would like to say thank you also to the Rwanda Cricket as well. Um, for all the opportunities and all this they're putting together, and we can see so much improvement. Uh, today for us being here as umpires, it is because some of a lot of work being made behind the scenes. So I would like to say they might keep working the great work you are doing from the staff, the coaches, the ground staff, the media and the production team. Also, last but not the rest, the prayers, for us being here, it is because that there are some prayers who are always uh, being there, improving, working out just to make sure that they improve their standard, also they improve their nations. And like the question said, someone I would like to recommend. That's a bit challenging, but I think I haven't seen some. I mean some ground stuff. You know, for me, these are some of the people. I feel like they do some big work. Ground stuff. They
Yeah,
do the
definitely.
big
The men
work.
who take care of the fields here at
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Kahanga
yeah,
should be
yeah,
part of the action,
for
and we'll
sure.
consider that.
All
Thank you
right.
very much. Babish, let us know about how you felt about the experience here.
Thank you. I really appreciate that you guys called us here to hear our opinions. Thank you, RCA. This was a pleasure being here, and it was really nice. And I wish, I wish next time we are going really to have more girls, more women joining the umpiring, because that's something that we are lacking. Because I don't think women they have that confidence, and it will be good if they see this and they join. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was it from our guests, and for all the viewers that have been very, very supportive of the podcast. Please go follow the page for all the updates and like, share, comment on the Rwanda Cricket Association page for all the updates regarding cricket. Every weekly, we'll be updating it from me and my boys' crew. Signing out is Zaid Khan.